morning, friends. It's a long time. After that, I have decided to have a report with you. Friends, it's a tough time. The whole world is fighting against this deadly epidemic that is corona. We Indians are fighting against it so bravely, being locked down. This period of lockdown is, of course, very tortuous and taxing, but this period can be utilized for some formative or creative purpose also. Friends, it would be very nice for you to stay home and stay safe. Being at home, being safe, you have the opportunity to go through your book of English literature. Dear friends, in part 1, first paper, we are supposed to go through the history of English language and literature. There are so many writers, British writers and Indian writers, who have written about the history of English language and literature. Ifor Evans, Hudson, Lewis and Kazamia, Compton, Enrique, David Datches, etc. There are so many writers, so many names are there who have written regarding the history of English language and literature. Here we have to pinpoint upon this topic, that is history of English language and literature, and here the first thing which attracts our attention is language. What does language means? What is language? What is its function? What purpose does it serve? Friends, you will be surprised to know that lakhs and lakhs of years ago there was no language. We were not in a position to express our feelings and ideas and emotions. And you know, language is a means of expressing our feelings, ideas and emotions. So it will be very tough, or it was very tough for the persons living at those ages, as they had no language. But with the progress of time, with the passage of time, the humanity got blessed with the blessings of language, and different languages came into existence at different time. So first of all, see here the title. It is a very appropriate title here, history of English language and literature. First of all, we have to know about the history of English language, not history of English literature, because it is language which comes first and literature follows the language. Without language, no literature can be written. So we have to focus here upon the history of English language. Of course, if we talk of the term that is history of English language, and if I ask you about the history of this great language, you will definitely say that this language must have come into existence in England. Dear friends, if we talk, or if you talk in terms of the period of English language, you will be surprised to know that English language is a very young language. If we compare it with the languages, classical languages of the past, that is Sanskrit, that is Persian, that is Greek and Latin. If we compare English language with these languages, we come to know that English language is very young. It was the mid of 5th century. It was the mid of 5th century that English comes into existence. There was a place. It was mid of 5th century, means 450 AD. 450 AD, when the Anglo-Saxons, English language does not belong to England. It was not England that gives birth to English language, because when English language came into existence, there was no place, there was no name like England. Britain was there. These Anglo-Saxons people who lived, or who were the Germanic tribes, used to live in the north and west part of Europe, and from that place they started their journey and came to a place in Britain where Celtic people used to live. Celtic. It is also pronounced sometimes by some people as Celtic. So Anglo-Saxons with the purpose of looting. They had the only purpose to loot. They attacked the Celtic people. These Celtic people were very weak, you can say, very weak, very mild. And these people, Anglo-Saxons, there were 3 tribes here: Angles, Saxons and Jutes. And together they are known as Anglo-Saxons. These people were warlike people. These people were robust people. They attacked the Celtic people. The only purpose was to loot and go back. But when they reached there, they found these Celtic people very mild. These people, the Anglo-Saxons, defeated the Celtic one. They defeated, and now they decided not to go, not to return back. I am not going to say, or it is not that it happened the very first time. They came, they plundered, they looted, they went back, again they came, they looted, they plundered, went back, and then came and decided not to go back, because these people were very, very weak people. They failed to retaliate. So these people got themselves established. These Anglo-Saxons used to speak Germanic language. These people used to speak Germanic language, Germanic or Teutonic. These people, the Celtic people, used to speak Celtic language. With the passage of time, both these two languages, Germanic language and Celtic language, got mixed. With the mixing of the people, Anglo-Saxons and Celtic, and a new type of language, new variety of language came into existence, and that was English. Anglo-Saxons called this language, that is English, and this English language later on became English. It's a very, very funny history. Very interesting, very, very interesting thing to know all these things. Anglo-Saxons plunders, establishes themselves, settles there. The languages get mixed, and a new variety of language comes into existence that is known as English, and yes, that becomes English later on. And the place earlier it was Celtic Britain, and since these Anglo-Saxons were Germanic people and they settled here, so now Celtic Britain changes into Germanic Britain, or these people names this place as Angla-land. Angla-land, and this Angla-land later on gets its name, that is England. First of all, this place is known as Anglican. After Anglican, Angla-land, and after Angla-land it becomes England. So of course you might be very much interested in the history of English language, how it came into existence. So there is no role of the people of Britain, or people of, you can say, people of England in the arrival of, or in the origin of, you can say, in the origin of English language, because at that time there was no place known as England. So both the origin of English language is credited to the foreigners, and at the same time the name England is also, the origin of the place England is also credited to the Anglo-Saxons. It was the period 450. Now I think if English language comes into existence in 450 AD, so from that period up to this age, there are, I think there is the period of near about 1500 or 1600 centuries, you can say. So that period, for our better study, for our better understanding, that period is divided into three periods, you can say. Three divisions are there. That is Old English period. Old English, it has its time from 450 AD up to 1066 AD. This period is known as Old English period, and its period is from 45 AD up to 1066 AD. Then after Old English, there comes Middle English, and this period is from 1150 AD up to 1500 AD. And Modern English, and this period starts from 1500 AD till today. No doubt, we have Modern English first, and Modern English second. You will definitely be very curious to know what do I mean when I say Modern English first and Modern English second. So till the period English remains confined to England, confined to the territory of England, that is the period of Modern English first. But when English language crosses the boundary of England, this means when the English people go or spread to the different parts of the world, they go to different countries. This means English crosses the boundary of England, and that period is known as the period that is Modern English second. All these three periods of English have different characteristics. Old English has its own characteristic. Middle English is different from Old one because of its characteristics, and so is the case with Modern English. Old English language as I have told you, English is much younger than the classical, some of the classical languages of the past, that is Sanskrit, that is Persian, that is Arabic, that is Greek, that is Latin. So before the origin of English language, Latin language used to be dominating. They used to dominate the administration. They used to dominate the field of education, the field of warfare, the field of business, the field of merchandising, everywhere. Latin happens to be the royal language. And at that time, when English language came into existence, no one was very much interested. Very few people were interested in this language. So at this time, at this period, very few, or very, you can say, less number of literary activities have taken place. Therefore, if we talk in terms of literary activities, this old English period is known as the Dark Age, or the Dark Age, because no great literary activities has taken place, because people writing in English did not get any patronage from the court, while the writers writing in Latin language used to get every facility, the royal patronage. So it was very tough for the writers writing in English. So we have one great work of that period, that is Beowulf. At that time, English has not become a standard language. At that period, in old English period, English language has dialects. There were 4 dialects. In that period. In old English period, we find that there were 4 dialects. That is Northumbrian, Mercian, West Saxon, and Kentish. These were the 4 dialects. Once again, I should repeat it for you. That is Mercian, West Saxon, Kentish, and Northumbrian. Mercian, West Saxon, and Kentish. These were the 4 dialects. This means English language has not got any standard form. This language varied from place to place, since there were 4 dialects. So some used to use Northumbrian, some West Saxon, some Mercian, some used to have Kentish, some used to speak or some used to write Kentish variety of English. In Old English period, King Alfred was a very efficient ruler. He loved English language very much. So it is said that his period was the golden period for English language, because he has taken much pains for the progress, for the improvement of English language. He was a scholar, so he himself tried to translate some of the books of Latin into English. He called so many scholars and requested or asked them to translate some of the books of Latin into English, so that the people might got interested in English language. It was this period, 1066 AD. The history of England is very interesting, and so is the history of English language. So many changes have come, or so many changes have taken place in the history of English language. First, as I have told you, there was no English language before 450 AD. Then English comes into existence, and up to 1066 period there is Old English. This period marks the end of Old English period, because here it becomes Norman conquest here. Norman conquest. Normans were the French people. Anglo-Saxons attacked the Celtic one and got settled there. These Anglo-Saxons were attacked by the French people in form of Norman conquest, and here the Normans won. Anglo-Saxons got defeated. Now French language became the most important language at that period in England. It became the royal language. It became the language of education, language of administration, language of merchandise, language of education. Means in every field, French ruled. French language ruled in every field. The Normans were not interested. They were not at all interested in the progress or development of English language. But fortunately, rather they decided, or they tried to sponsor a way to wipe out English language. But you know, friends, जाको राखे साइया मार सके ना आपको. So it was the living spirit of English language that survives the onslaught of the French people. There might be so many reasons. There are so many reasons behind the survival of English language, and one thing will surprise you, that earlier, at present, when you find someone speaking English language, you become so surprised. You try to see him, or you think that from which he might be, the person who is speaking English might have fallen from some other world. He might be an alien, or etc. etc. But it was not the case in Old English period, because at that time, to speak English, to write English, is considered to be the meanness, was the symbol of meanness. MEANNESS, meanness. Oh, this person is very poor, you can say, in terms of language. Therefore, he writes English language. Therefore, he speaks English language. This was the case. But if you live together, you come across with each other. And it happened with the Anglo-Saxons and the Normans. Gradually, bit by bit, the French also developed their likings or love for English language, or some intermarriages have taken place. Because of that, the culture, the language got transferred to each other. And the most important thing is this, that these Norman people ruled over England for 150 years. Up to 150 years. And after that, these peoples were not in a position to rule England. They were unable to rule. And what did they do at that time? They handed over the kingdom into the hands of the English people. And the moment they handed over the kingship or kingdom to the Anglo-Saxons or Anglo-Saxons, once again it was the merry time for English language. बस stop कर दीजिए. No, Middle English. Middle English. The period AD 1066 to 1066 to 1500 AD. Friends, no doubt, this period 1066 marks the end of Old English, but in the real sense of the term, Middle English period starts from 1150 AD. Now, you might ask, if near about 100 years have passed, it is 1066 and it is 1150, what happened during this period? So, this period is considered to be a period of transition. When some great changes take place, it takes time, or these changes go on taking place slowly and slowly, unnoticed. As you might have seen, when a plant grows, that plant does not grow in one day. You all were small kids, and now you people are young ones. So you people have not become, or you people have not grown up in one night. That you have gone to your bed, and at that time just you were very small, very short in length, and when you woke up early in the morning, you became 5 foot 6 inches or 6 feet tall. So it also happens with the language. So the process of change was taking place internally, and it was in 1150 that the changes appeared, that the changes got written on the wall. Therefore, the Middle English, actual beginning of the Middle English is from 1150 up to 1500. Middle English period is very important, is a very important phase in the history of English language, because two great things took place in this period. The first was the Great Vowel Shift. The Great Vowel Shift. This was the first. The Great Vowel Shift. You know, there are two rules, you can say, in English language. That is, two laws are there. One is Grimm's law, and the other is Varda's law. We will discuss it later on with the development of, or with the progress of our classes. We will discuss all these things. So this Great Vowel Shift is concerned with Grimm's law, you can say. And the other important thing that took place in that period is the you can say is the introduction of the printing press. In 1476, introduction of printing press. These two things were the very distinct features. These are the distinct features of Middle English. These two are the distinguished events, distinguished incidents that take place in Middle English. That is the Great Vowel Shift and introduction of printing press. It was William Caxton who for the first time got the printing press established in where in the Westminster Abbey of England. So it was the Westminster Abbey, and William Caxton got the printing press established in 1476 for the first time. And now you will be very curious to know that what role this printing press has played in the development of English language. The establishment of printing press brought a sea change in the progress, in the development of English language. What happened? This provided the readers the materials in English quickly or printed. Now, books of Latin, books of other languages got easily printed in English language, and they were spread among the readers in large numbers, and it became easy for the people to go through English language. बहुत आपको आश्चर्य होगा. At present, English language has got a standard form that is known as RP English, received pronunciation. But in Middle English also, as you might be remembering, or you might remember, आपको याद होगा, I have told you that Old English has 4 dialects: Northumbrian, Mercian, West Saxon and Kentish, and in Middle English we have 5 dialects. Middle English has 5 dialects: Northern, Southern, East Midland, West Midland and Kentish. Northern, Southern, East Midland, West Midland and Kentish. These are the 5 dialects of Middle English period. Middle English has some foreign influences also, like that Old English. In Old English we have the Latin influence upon English, we have French influence on English. Likewise, we have in Middle English we have French influence upon it, we have a Scandinavian influence upon it, and this period is very fertile as far as literary activities are concerned. As you know, as I have told you, if you talk in terms of literature, Old English period is the darkest period, because at that time there were very few, or you can say very few or no writer writing in English. But in Middle English period we have writers like Chaucer, we have writers like William Langland, Cowper, Wycliffe. These writers made much use of English language by producing so many great literary work. Chaucer is one of the most important writer of Middle English period. Chaucer is considered to be the father of both modern English language and literature. Why? Why Chaucer is considered to be so? Why is he considered to be the father? It is because it was Chaucer who made English a language for literature. Because prior to him there was no great writer. Chaucer polished English language. He started writing in East Midland dialect, and he has served a lot. He has taken much pains to for the to or for the progress of English language. Dear friends, in this class, I hope I have tried my level best to enkindle your curiosity in English, in the history of English language. There are so many books. For more understanding, you might go through different books. In my lecture, you might have got some problems. कुछ न कुछ दिक्कतें आपको इसमें आई होंगी, या यू माइट बी फीलिंग कुछ दिक्कतें होंगी. तो whatsoever problems you might feel, you must mention those problems of yours in comment box, and I will try my level best to redress your problems. If you like it, if you like the lecture, please subscribe this channel, so that in different classes I might bring for you some more interested or some more interesting topics. Thank you for today. Once again, I will suggest you to stay home and stay safe. Thank you. God bless you all.